Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, although today I am considering changing the channel to Dreams of Air Conditioning. And welcome to Rochester Airport, which is the new release from Burning Blue Design, who are very good at turning out a nice, atmospheric, detailed, living, breathing airport, and Rochester is no exception. I just love how much detail they go into. I'm a big fan, and everything is there. I've never been to Rochester Airport in real life, but there's so much detail that they put into these things that I feel that I could go there now and I would know exactly where I was going. I would recognize everything. It is absolutely fantastic. So a huge thank you to Burning Blue Design for giving me the opportunity to fly Rochester. Really looking forward to taking a look around it. Just to give you a bit of a background on Rochester, it's situated in North Kent. It's got a real history going back to 1933, when in fact the Shorts brothers created a factory and a test centre here, and aircraft like the Short S-29 Sterling heavy bomber and the Short S-25 Sunderland were built and developed here and tested. And during World War II, the airfield was targeted by the Luftwaffe and they did some damage. In fact, Sterling bomber production was knocked out for a year. After the war, it has changed hands, and in the 60s, Channel Airways operated Douglas DC-3s and de Havilland Doves from the airport for the cross-channel charters. Today, it's a real mix of aviation, which you can probably tell here, or rather, it's a mixture of old and new. A lot of old buildings from the 1930s are still in place, but there's some new being built as well. And even though the old 1634 runway has been decommissioned, it's left the 0220 runway as the only active, but in the future that's going to get upgraded hopefully to an all-weather surface. You've got the Kent, Surrey and Sussex air ambulances based here also, and as you can see there's plenty of general aviation going on as well. Oh, there's also an auto gyro flying school, put my teeth in. So reading from the website, what have we got included in this add-on? We have got over 90 custom 3D objects that have been created exclusively for Rochester Airport, each one full PBR, allowing for more realistic textures. There are thousands of carefully placed stock assets. Every cone, shed, fence post and weed, along with an assortment of ground workers, has been placed in the correct location, ensuring an atmosphere of working airfield. High-resolution, colour-corrected ground textures taken from Bing Maps and manipulated for consistency and realism, which far surpasses the quality of the stock Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 ground textures. A working custom windsock. Actual aircraft from the airfield have been included, including Air Ambulance Leonardo AW169, registration Golf Kilo Sierra Sierra Tango, Air Ambulance MD902, registration Golf Kilo Alpha Alpha Tango, and an Autogyro 915 IS Cavallon, registration Golf Oscar Sierra Victor November. We've got full night lighting placed across the airfield and within and around the hangars and buildings. Correct AI pattern procedures and accurate taxiway and runway placement have been incorporated into the release. The surrounding area has been enhanced. This includes the Medway Innovation Centre, the Kent, Surrey and Sussex Air Ambulance HQ building, BAE Systems Rochester, Horsted Retail Park, including its superstores, fast food restaurants and hotels, all of which are visible from the airport. Makes you want to have a KFC. Other fast food restaurants are available. But here it's a KFC, you understand what I'm saying. Roads around the airfield have been improved with correct markings and colours. This includes the M2 motorway. The surrounding industrial and retail estates have been updated to match their real-life counterparts. So there you go, very comprehensive package, and hopefully you can see from these images there's an awful lot of atmosphere. Now, why did we bother with so much detail with our airports? Why do some of us really care so much? And I think the reason is because, especially if you're GA or warbird pilots, or if you know the airfield in real life, you kind of want that realism. You want that immersion that you get from being able to recognize lots of objects, lots of buildings. it gives you that feel of realism, which after all is what we're all really trying to achieve with our simulators. It's great when I do videos like this and I have people commenting saying, actually, I've flown here for real. I learnt to fly here, and I'm amazed at the detail. It brings back memories. I think that's a real signifier of just how good the scenery is getting now. We're going to be flying this rather gorgeous Royal Navy Chipmunk down to Headcorn, which is another of the Burning Blue design airfields. A little bit inspired to fly this by having just read Harrier, How to Be a Fighter Pilot by Paul Tremelling. Absolutely fantastic book. If you've not read it, I can absolutely recommend it. Brilliantly written, and hell, it made me want to fly Navy for a while. So here we go. Let's get going. Rightio, here we go. So Satco asked us to move the aircraft because it was getting in the way of the hangar door. So we're over here, and look what we're next to. Incredibly, and this is purely by chance, I chose this spot really in relation to the tower. But look, we are next to another Royal Navy Chippy, which is actually part of the scenery. So they've been having a little chat, comparing notes. This one's been telling that one, oh no, please don't let this fella take me up flying again, please. But not to worry. You are in the back there. Hello, you're strapped in. Don't look so worried, honestly. So yes, this is not in any shape or form a tutorial on how to fly the Chipmunk. I have not done a huge amount of flying in this one. It has had a update since the review video that I did, so they have ironed out some of the issues that were present in it. And I just thought it would be a nice aeroplane to take up for this little flight, especially down to Headcorn with its nice little grass strip, and it's a nice little warbird airfield. So yeah, this is what we are going to choose to use. There's a couple of steely-eyed aviators if I ever saw them. Right, let's get going. So let's have some lights and some ground power. Quick check. Yes, everything's good there. Okay, let's just crack the throttle. Mixture rich. Working our way around. The parking brake is on. Let's have the mags on. Quick check around. Everything's looking good. Okay. Not worrying with air traffic control today, so we can leave that. Right, so the ground crew would have primed the engine and given us the cartridge. And now we shall get her going. There we go. Nicely does it. Right, we can now disconnect the ground power, so we go to flight. Everything's tickety-boo. Quick look at what's going on down here. Okay. I'm going to actually check that when we've done a couple of turns, because I'm not entirely convinced about that. Okay. We all set to go? T's and P's are looking good. You're right in the back? Yeah, okay. Let's slide the old. There we go. Right. So we've got a wind-wise, we've got 2 knots coming from the west. So not really much in the way of a crosswind. Certainly nothing that we can't deal with. He said, famous last words, 2 knots, come on you wimp. Right, let's go. So that forklift, they have a nasty habit of getting in the way, those forklifts. It is incredible the detail here, all these cones that are laid out. If you fly here, in real life. Please let me know what you think, what it's like. So we'll just follow this out to the runway. There's nothing coming. I haven't got AI on. There's the windsock over there. It's incredible, the detail. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the home. Is that Home Bargains over there, and the KFC. Let's not think about that, because I am actually just a tad hungry right now. Hot and hungry. Air conditioning and food is what I require. Right, we're just joining slightly ahead of the numbers there. Let's just line her up. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay, so we're lined up on the runway now. We have got all the time in the world because there's nothing coming. So let's quickly just check our DI is working okay. So what's that? That's about 26 or so. And that just needs adjusting ever so slightly. Just checking that. Yes. Yep. A bit more. Right, okay. Not using any flap. Have another quick look around. Check mixture is rich. Throttle is cracked at the moment. Everything else is where it should be. Everything is good. Let's have the... Don't need those on, don't need those on. Oh, come on, let's just go. Right. Faffing about. There we go. Let's come back on the power. Don't want to kill the aeroplane. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Right, let's come round and have a look. I like the way it's just sitting on top of this hill here. It kind of makes for an interesting layout. Definitely some nice detail there in it. It's got a good feel for it. I would have a look, go to their website, and you'll see you can do like one of those pictures where you can swipe between what the default looks like and what this looks like, and you can just see, you can actually see the improvements in there. But that certainly does look very realistic. There's the KFC just off the tip of the wing there. Hello. Honestly, there is more to life than junk food. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look north. Go up to Cliff Marshes. Some interesting landscape there. Be interested to see what that looks like in the sim. Quick check of how everything's doing. T's and P's are good. Just making sure in the cruise here that we're not going over 2,100 RPM. I just remembered that we need to have the carb heat on. Now that we're cruising. See us getting knocked around a little bit here. I do have FS Realistic loaded up. I'm not entirely convinced about that at the moment. I don't know if it's because of the way Track IR works or some of the sounds, but I have got a preset. I think it's the only preset that's available at the moment for this aircraft. I've got that loaded up and I haven't really done a great deal with looking at what the settings are on there, but it's not doing too badly at the moment. Doing some aerobatics in the spit the other night with it, and the next thing is the sound of someone chundering, and I thought, yeah, don't need that. Don't need chundering in a Spitfire, thank you very much. So this is the Hoo Peninsula, Hoo being a Saxon word that I believe kind of means like a promontory, or for want of a more technical phrase, a bit of land what sticks out. And over here is a lot of RSPB, Royal Society for the Protection of Birds nature reserves, or a nature reserve in the marshes here. Over there we've got the London Gateway Logistical Park. Yeah, an interesting landscape. At the risk of repeating myself in every video, I do love the detail in the simulator. The fact that anywhere you go in the world you can see a pretty realistic rendition of the world below. And this is better than True Earth in P3D, there is no doubt about it. Unless you've flown in this sim, it's probably maybe hard to understand, but once you're in it and you are immersed, you kind of see what I mean. Right, let's head down to Headcorn. So we're going to pass to the east now of I nearly said Rochdale. You really are in the wrong place, mate. Rochester. You just see it off the nose there to the right, just on the hill. How are we all doing? Still going nice and gentle on the RPM. So yeah, when I did the review of the video, people were quite rightly talking about the RPM and the relation to the speed and the RPM. I believe Aeroplane Heaven have made some adjustments now. It does say that at cruise you shouldn't exceed 2,100 RPM, so I've got it kind of set off at that, and we are going pretty slowly. We've got a ground speed of 81 knots, indicated airspeed of about 75 at the moment. So this is slowly, but this is rather beautiful in the lovely old Chippy. There's Rochester over there. Get a pretty good view as we go past. By the way, I mentioned it in the last video I did on the Chippy. If you're wondering how to use that P8 compass, apart from as a cup holder, then I did do a video some time ago based on the A2A Spitfire. I'll put a link to it down below if I remember. But that explains how it works, how you use it in the different scenarios. Oh, getting a bit bumpy up here. Still quite low, but just leaning a little bit. How are we doing in the back? That's a look of intent. I'd say that's a look of intent. Aviation concentration there. Good scanning. I like the way you're looking out for other aircraft. It's always good to have another set of eyes. There's Rochester. And that is incredible, just how good and realistic that looks. Okay, so we're not going to be far to Headcorn. It's not a particularly long journey. Just going to pull back on the power a little bit and lose some of this height. Just wanted to make sure we got a good view of Rochester. Try and make sure we keep under this cloud here. Maidstone over there, the big area. Bearsted just down there, just the smaller area on the edge of the elevation. Good old M20. So yeah, I think we'll just lock it off there at about 1,700 feet. some beans back on. So at 2,100 RPM, we're looking to cruise at about 85-90 knots by the book, which is pretty much what we're seeing on the airspeed indicator. Kent is an area, due to the climate, where a lot of fruit is grown, I think, which is why we're probably seeing a lot of these kind of glass houses. I don't believe they're solar arrays. I think they're probably polytunnels and glass houses. Yeah, they're glass houses and polytunnels. And I'm waffling. Welcome to Geography with Dreams of Wings. One of the things I like about what Burning Blue Design do is they pick some really interesting airfields, and they're not always just the same kind of thing. For example, they've done Farnborough, they've done Martha's Vineyard, but they've also done cracking places like Headcorn, they've done Lydd, they've done White Waltham, Popham, a whole array of really iconic little airfields and regional airports. Dedham recently, that's another really nice one. And they've all got a lot of character, and they're all great for flying this kind of aircraft in and out of, Warbirds or GA. And I just think this is such an exciting time for flight simming that developers like Burning Blue and also Pilot Plus with the recent Big and Hill are producing some incredibly top-notch airfields and airports that are perfect for people like me who like to fly GA and Warbirds. I never go into places like Gatwick or Heathrow, really not interested in that kind of flying in the sim. My loss, I know, but places like this, Headcorn, which is just on the nose here, absolutely adore them, and the character that developers are bringing to them is just absolutely cracking. So yeah, there isn't anything around because I haven't got an AI on and I'm not on multiplayer, so I can be fairly cheeky in how I join overhead. I'm not really following any procedures, just want to get a good look at Burning Blue's Headcorn. Legends, of course, based here. You can take Spitfire flights in their two-seater. Very exciting. It's again some fantastic detail on the ground there. Look at that. Okay, so what do we got? Wind-wise, we have got 2 knots from 245 at the moment, so nothing particularly bothersome. Right, let's think about a landing. Touch of flap. Around everything's good. Good track IR position, there we go. Coming nice and slow. Straight on the rudder. Okay, flap up. Let's open the canopy. Let's go take a look. Right, well, while we taxi back, just to say we have a Discord. If you'd like to join the Discord, I will put the link below. People talking aeroplanes, posting screenshots, having the occasional group flight, talking sims, talking real world aviation. Come along and welcome to be part of the community. Also, we're on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. I'll post that down below as well. More screenshots you could ever wish to have. No, fantastic. Look at that detail. Wing walker standing over there. Steady on, sunshine. Look at that. That was a blatant disregard. Rules. Where's he gone? Yeah, you just hold it there, sunshine. Honestly. Where did you pass your test, mate? Sorry. Should be having road rage in the airfield. So, isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I love the detail here. And this is a nice little flight if you haven't got a huge amount of time and you just want to do a quick flight between a couple of really nice airfields. Then Rochester down here to Headcorn is nothing. And actually the way the Burning Blue design airfields are situated, they're very easy to fly around and it makes for a great little tour. Okay, there you go. Well, thank you very much for coming along on the flight. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on board. Hope you've enjoyed the scenery, and I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.